Last video, we primarily concentrated on the flat snap. We kind of glossed over the return, the acorn or teardrop return, which is an integral part of the shot. In essence, whether I'm throwing a flat snap to the head, whether I'm throwing a flat snap to the leg, or if I throw an offside, the return is pretty much the same. What I'm doing from here, when I make impact, I'm turning the wrist over, bringing the arm back with the tip down. When I get to about here, I'm essentially snapping my wrist and bringing it up into the shoulder. The way I'm doing this return has two primary advantages. The first one being a defensive thing. If I throw it even, as soon as I return, if he's hitting my arm, he's chasing it. He's not going to catch it. But more importantly than that, what it does is it automatically chambers me for the next shot. I don't have to reload. I can essentially throw an infinite number of shots without reloading. It's not like if I throw, put it on my shoulder, throw, put it on my shoulder. This is very cumbersome regardless of where I'm throwing. I'm throwing, bringing it back, I'm already in my next shot. I don't even have to accelerate the shot. It's going full speed before it even leaves the starting position. But that wrist snap is also the basis for a lot of wrap shots. And one we're going to cover today is called the J-hook. J-hook is particularly useful for people who rotate block their shields. If Ibn's blocking his leg for a snap, and you can see how he slightly rotates it. When I see my opponent slightly rotate their shield, I think to myself, J-hook, his leg is mine. That leg is mine. So what I'm going to do is throw this shot off my shoulder, and it's that same wrist snap. If you watch my hand, I'm not slapping him when I throw this. You can see how that hits flat. I'm turning my wrist over. You see how the blade's hitting edge on? All that speed, all that force is developed from that wrist snap. See, I'm very, very careful with that edge. I'm not slapping it. And you'll find full time, even if you're an experienced fighter with this shot, you'll realize when you impact, darn it, I didn't get my wrist turned over. That was flat, don't take that. So you have to keep an eye on this, but this is what you're shooting for. That edge turned in like this. Now when I'm practicing this, because this is a perfectly valid shot, but this is not as effective as here. I want to bring this as close to my thigh as possible because it's harder to block. So when I'm practicing this shot, I'll like to put a chair when I'm working at it. Because if I get sloppy, darn it, that wasn't a good, again, it would have been perfectly valid, it would have been a perfectly legal shot, it'd be high enough, but this is much easier to block than this. So I'll put a chair next to the lapel when I'm doing this, and I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I want to bring it in, so I'm clearing that chair, keeping it tight to my thigh, and impacting. Thank you very much.